I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop, and today we're sewing the last block for the Jolly Tree Farm Mystery Quilt Along. Download your fabric requirements and the Tree-Mendous Holiday Block for free at Fat Quarter Shop. Links to this are in the description box. You'll want to pull these fabrics from your layer cake. Today we're using the Poinsettia and Pear collection by Sherry and Chelsea for Moda Fabrics. Since we're at the end of the quilt, it'll be easy to find your fabrics. We also have a free cross-stitch pattern to accompany this mystery quilt along at Fat Quarter Shop. A link is in the description box. After you've gathered your pattern and fabric, let's get sewing. For this block, we're going to be making 2 stars that are identical to the stars made in week 3. And we're going to be adding rectangles for our tree. So this one is going to be a little bit easier than last week's, but really similar. We're going to be making 2 star blocks. To start that, you're going to be making flying geese units, just like we did in week 3. Using fabric H squares and fabric D rectangles, you're going to put 1 square on the left end, stitch directly on the line, trim a 1/4 inch away, and this will be half of your flying geese unit. Add your other square to the opposite side, stitch on the line, and trim a 1/4 inch away. Your flying geese units will be 1.5 by 2.5 inches unfinished, and you're going to be using 2 different red fabrics, so you will have 4 from this print and 4 from your second red print. The center of our star block is a square and a square unit. So you'll take a fabric G square, 2 fabric F squares, put them on opposite sides, stitch directly on the line, trim. You're going to do that on both sides where when you sew, you don't sew into the other square. This will look like half of your unit. Then you'll use your remaining fabric F squares, and this will be your square and a square unit. You're going to make 1 from each red print. Now to build your star, you're going to take 4 flying geese and a matching square and a square unit. We're going to sew this into 3 rows using lots of pins and 1/4 inch seams. Once those are together, you'll sew these 2 rows together. You'll be making 2 star units, and they both will be 4.5 inches square unfinished. Now we're going to build our tree using rows. Your tree 1 unit will use fabrics C, J, and A, and 1 of your star units. This will be 4.5 inches by 14.5 inches unfinished. Now we're going to assemble row 2, and it's really important for you to pay attention to the color diagram on page 1 since your fabrics will be cut from different green prints. This will use a fabric B, J, K, I, and your last star. Your 3rd row is going to be super easy because it is all rectangles. Just make sure you follow the color placement on page 1. Your 4th row is also rectangles, but you're going to be adding more fabric K rectangles, and you can see the beauty of this block and how we picked all of the greens and reds for it to form a beautiful tree. So your trunk unit is last. That is 2 fabric A rectangles and a fabric L rectangle. And then here you have row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just use pins when you're sewing these together. And this is your easiest block, and it's the very last one in the series. And your Tree-Mendous Holiday Block looks just like this once it's all sewn together. It's going to be 14.5 by 20.5 inches unfinished. We've now completed all of our blocks for the Jolly Tree Farm Mystery Quilt Along. So join me next week so we can assemble our quilt together. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.